Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Aries Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or is anyone cross-watching for an individual who has heavy Aries placements. I do hope that this video finds you all well. I'm very interested to see what happens for you Aries because this is quite a big month. We have 2 eclipses, 5 retrograde planets, 5 oppositions. There's some pretty intense energy in the collective right now. You might already be feeling it. I am wondering what's going to happen with you. Astrologically, it doesn't seem to be involving your planets or your sign too much. You kind of seem to be kind of off to the side here for this eclipse. We do have Mars moving into Leo on the 1st of July. So there's going to be a trine there potentially for some of you, which is really nice that Mars energy trining with your own placements is going to be very, very helpful because that is Aries energy, it kind of being expressed in a very, very big way with Leo. I guess that's a nice way of saying it. But emotions can definitely be running quite high. We do have the eclipse, the solar eclipse happening in Cancer. That's going to be July 2nd. And the lunar eclipse on July 16th or 17th. I think that just depends on where you're living. That's going to be in Capricorn. I think that's going to be bringing up a lot of stuff relative to our parents. It's also going to be bringing up things about family. This is regardless of whether your parents are still alive or not. It could just be doing shadow work or uncovering kind of learned behaviors from your parents, learned behaviors from your families. That's going to be a really big theme, I think, for this month. The sense of kind of just returning home, coming back to yourself, I think is going to be really, really big for a lot of people. This is also, for those of you who are Aries rising, this is affecting your 4th and 10th house. So, you know, all of these signs are kind of in their respective houses with Aries rising. So I feel like you're going to feel this a lot at home, in your home life, where you come from, and also in your career. There may be this big push. You might be changing jobs, you might be being promoted. There's going to be some sort of change there, I suspect. A real drive to achieve as well. So again, I'm very curious to see what the cards have to say. And I think that's pretty much everything. We do have Mercury that is in your fellow fire sign, Leo. But that's going to go retrograde on the 7th, so that's not going to be the case for long. There's going to be some miscommunications. It's going to be retrograding back into Cancer as well, so there may be some conflict, some drama that gets stirred up. But, you know, I don't... We've just been through so much in the past couple of years. What's another Mercury retrograde? I feel like I'm used to losing my mind every few months, and that's just me as a Virgo, very much ruled by Mercury. My whole chart is dominated by Mercury, so I definitely feel these retrogrades. So here we go. I do apologize if I'm stumbling with my words or if I'm having a hard time getting things out there. It might be that pre-shadow already affecting me. So bear with me a little. Before we begin, I am actually going to tune into your energy. But before I do that, I do also just want to really quickly share that I have links for the Astrological forecast blog in the description box down below that kind of outlines further all of the astrological transits and aspects I may be referencing throughout this video. I do also have links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, as well as those of you who feel called to make a donation. I have all of that info down there. I do also have an Instagram and Facebook page where I post those blogs, updates, pick a card readings, as well as general cards for the collective. Haven't done a pick a card in a while, might have to do that soon. But I am going to be offering a giveaway pretty soon, kind of keep that on the radar. So those of you who are interested in winning, or a chance to win a free distance Reiki session or a free personal reading with me, definitely follow me on all of my social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. That way you won't miss your chance to enter the giveaway. And what else? These are, of course, general readings, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. It is up to you and your own discernment to figure out what messages apply and what should be left behind for someone else. Some of the messages may also come in the reverse, meaning a person or another party that comes into play may actually be your own energy, or vice versa. The roles can be switched, just kind of keep that in mind, especially if you are cross-watching for an Aries. And what else? Don't get too caught up on the gender and astrological information of each card. It's just the most concise translation of that energy right now. That energy is fluid. It's obviously not going to be the same for everyone. And if this reading doesn't resonate, or you would like a more thorough picture of what is going to be happening to you for the month of July, you're welcome to take a peek at your other signs, so sun, moon, or rising. You can look at the general readings. I do also have love readings that are available as well. The mid-July to mid-August will be coming out later this month. Right now we have the mid-June to mid-July that's already been posted. So if you're interested in what's going on for your love life for the first half of July, you can already take a peek at that. And those later love readings will be coming out in a couple weeks from the posting of this video, so you can keep that on your radar too. I believe that is everything. If I think of anything, I'll definitely let you know throughout the reading. But I'm going to tune into your energy now, and I absolutely invite you all to do the same. Kind of visualize yourself connecting with all the other viewers and connecting with myself. And just connecting to Source, asking for whatever wisdom or guidance it has for you at this time. Alright, let's see what the cards have for you. What is the energy coming into July for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? For July 2019, what is the energy coming into July for Aries? Show me clearly. Interesting. And do keep in mind that this past energy may be going a bit further back than usual. I generally say it's about a month. But because we are in an eclipse cycle, there's a lot of larger cycles that are coming to an end, coming to a close. And I feel like for a lot of these readings, this month especially, the time frames are going a bit further out. There's going to be kind of a review here, especially with 5 retrograde planets. My God, there's going to be a lot of review that's going on, people coming in from the past. So keep that in mind. So I have a bunch of cards that came out in pairs here. The Ace of Pentacles came out with Judgment. The Seven of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Whew. And the Father of Wands and the Mother of Swords. Interesting. So some of you may have been communicating with another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I do feel like there was some sort of new beginning that happened for you that's kind of playing out in this reading now. It feels like this was you kind of answering a higher calling, or just doing what you needed to do with this Judgment card here, kind of rising above, breaking away from the rest. You can't really, there we go, we have the dove here and all of these bats. I feel like this is you coming into your purpose. You might have been starting to take steps into this, perhaps in June or further out. Someone from the past might have recently made an offer of stability for you. That's possible. But I feel like there was some sort of new beginning. And because this was in the past, I'm curious to see how this developed. I am feeling, though, that emotionally you were feeling pretty stuck, kind of caught up in your mind. You know, with both of these cards, you have the Eight of Swords, which is very mental, being very stuck, this feeling of being trapped, and the Seven of Cups, which is kind of delusional, to be honest. So there's definitely... I feel like you aren't as stuck as you're going to be realizing you weren't as stuck as you had previously thought. And everything that has been happening has actually been leading you into a place of stability. You might not even realize that because of these cards here. You're still feeling stuck. I feel like you were kind of coming out of this state of, I guess, illusion or trying to make a decision. You were trying to figure out what ideas were practical, what you needed to let go of. I feel like emotions might have been pretty high too. And again, with this feeling of being stuck, you've been in this chrysalis for so long, it's like you haven't even realized that you've already transformed. You're able to leave the situation now. You just haven't unfolded your wings. Whatever this hostile or uncomfortable feeling is, you're not stuck in it. But there's this appearance that you are. There's a lot of illusion right now. And I feel like that's actually lifting because of the Neptune retrograde that started happening in the last week of June, or I think it was June 21st, that's in its native sign, Pisces. So I feel like there's a lot of illusions that are being stripped from the collective right now. And I think that's going to continue to happen. Although there may be some miscommunications, I feel like there might be some rude awakenings. I gotta be honest with that Neptune retrograde. And I'm not necessarily seeing that for you, but it does seem like you're coming out of this feeling of being stuck in the mind. And I feel like you've been communicating a lot with someone who has either heavy fire or air placements, or possibly both. They could have like a lot of fire and air in their chart. I do feel like this person, this might have actually been someone you left, or someone who left you, to be honest. You know, this Mother of Swords, there does kind of seem to be this sense of leaving someone behind, kind of being a bit cold, and working on themselves. And this could go either way. I actually feel like this kind of went both ways. You've just both been working on yourself, maybe a little bit distant with each other. I feel like you've really been trying to figure out how to go forward. I feel like you've actually come farther than you realize with this emotional energy here. You know, there is the Ace of Pentacles here, there is Judgment. I do feel like there was a closing out of a cycle that needed to happen before this Ace of Pentacles could really be realized. And maybe some of you are doing that coming into July. I'm curious now to see what the animal cards have to say. There could be a fire sign or air sign that's coming in from the past as well. Someone you might have worked with or lived with. Or just had a lot of involvement with, you saw a lot. It definitely feels like you've been to yourself for the most part. Even if you're not alone, it's like you've been going through this big transformation. You've been feeling different than the people around you here. Someone may be coming back to apologize too. Or you may be apologizing to someone. Again, that usually goes both ways. Interesting. Someone's definitely holding back communication. Maybe you have felt so stuck, like you can't reach out to someone. Bear. Yeah, something's been taking much longer. than you have wanted it to. And I feel like that was actually kind of the message for you last month, maybe. There was something that wasn't going as quickly as you had wanted it to, but you are awakening to something. Something is being realized. It's just, it's taking time. You're coming out of this hibernation. You're coming out of this stasis here. And I feel like it's been slow, steady progress. I do feel like it's also important for those of you who are feeling really heavy and stuck to actually physically exercise. This card does kind of speak of that as well, to bring this energy into balance. I just feel like it's been a pretty meditative time for you. Even though there's been a lot of change that's happened externally, it feels like internally you felt very stuck or trapped in something. In an emotion, perhaps. Maybe this is a situation that you have freed yourself from, and it's kind of coming back. Let's see, what is the energy coming into July, the first half of July, for Aries? July 2019. Nice. Interesting. One more, please. What are the messages for Aries for July 2019? Great. Interesting. I have the Nine of Pentacles. Son of Wands came out with the Tower, of course. It wouldn't be an eclipse season without a Tower moment, right? But then we have the Empress and the Daughter of Cups. Definitely feeling very sensitive at the start of July, that's for sure. With this Empress and this Daughter of Cups, very sensitive to your surroundings, the people around you. Whoever it is you're talking to, it could be Taurus or Libra or a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Feels very nice, this communication, although it could be bringing up a lot of intense emotions. This person seems lovely, rather. But we have this Tower moment coming in. Could be brought on by a fire sign, so another Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I actually feel like this is kind of the walls coming down. I feel like this is you. You've been isolated for a while. It seems like you've come into a lot of personal success. You've built up a lot of beautiful things for yourself. A bit of luxury, maybe, however that manifests or makes sense for you. Doesn't even necessarily need to be material, but just kind of that feeling. Things felt pretty good, and now I feel like now that you've established this security for yourself, this sense of stability in yourself, there's a shakeup that's happening. And I think it's causing you to reach out to other people. Could be a fire or water sign, also a Libra or a Taurus. Lots of energy on the table. There might be multiple people you're talking to at the beginning of the month. Tower is also Aries energy. This may very well be your energy going after what it is you really care about. Something might be really sparking this in you in the first part of July. Again, that could be Mars entering Leo, for sure. I could definitely see that. Really bringing a lot of gusto to the things you care about. A lot of passion for you. And I think this Tower is really more... It feels like almost an awakening, which is kind of what we were getting with Bear, this awakening experience. It's like suddenly something that's been taking so long, it's suddenly speeding up very quickly. And it might result in some breaking down of communication, breaking down of relationships, to be totally honest, especially those of you involved with another fire sign. I do feel like, however, this is more you breaking down an old paradigm, an old belief system, getting out of this stuck feeling. You've kind of been stuck in the Tower, and now you're being taken out of it by divine intervention. And I feel like you have a lot of forward movement. There may also be someone who kind of came into your life, or is coming into your life, coming in and out of your life. There may be kind of a falling out with this person. I see them falling away. And, you know, I feel like you're very sensitive right now. Communication is very, very sensitive. So do keep that in mind. Even though the emotions are very, very high for you, Aries, I think it's really important to be gentle with your delivery here, especially if you're dealing with a water sign or a Taurus or Libra. I feel like there's this feeling of just being easily overwhelmed, and that could be you, it could be the people around you. So be gentle with yourself, reconnect with nature to help stay grounded, especially if you're going through a big change or transition with the Tower. Again, this feels more internal. This doesn't necessarily feel like your life is falling apart, it's just like inside there's a lot of stuff that's coming up for you. And there's a lot of breakdowns. And of course that can absolutely be precipitated by physical life changes, but I feel like the focus here is much more internal. I feel like you're actually becoming free. And that might just be a shift in perspective too. Because I think you've been more free than you've realized. You've had more freedom, more control in the situation than you've really recognized or allowed yourself to acknowledge. I am going to look now in the second half of July and beyond where all of this energy is currently going, where this is leading. Again, this could be much further out because of this eclipse season. Could be referring to where all of this is going until the next eclipse, which I believe is at the end of this year. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be really busy the second half of July. There might be some travel you're doing or getting ready for. I'm seeing that here with Son of Swords that just came out. There's definitely this sense of movement. It's like you went from being stuck to suddenly all of this movement very suddenly. One more. Show me clearly. What are the messages for Aries, second half of July and beyond? What are the messages for Aries, second half of July and beyond? There we go. Cool. Yeah, you're leveling up. Really strong time for you to manifest. I actually feel like this Capricorn full moon, this lunar eclipse, is going to be, again, 16th or 17th of July. It's going to be a really good time to let go of things that are holding you back. Whatever it is that's made you feel stuck, I feel like you're actually going to be releasing whatever it is that's holding you back from owning your power. Because we have the Son of Swords. I feel like you're getting a lot of mobility. There's a lot of chaos, even, to be honest. Maybe that's why you need to sort of recharge the first half of July. Be sensitive, be gentle with yourself. Kind of surround yourself with nice things. There may also be an air sign that's coming in, kind of causing a little havoc. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, especially Gemini. Could also be a third decan Taurus, or someone born in the last 10 days or has in the last 10 degrees of Taurus. I also have the Magician and the Father of Pentacles together. Again, you're manifesting something you really, really care about. Could also be with a Virgo, Gemini, or another earth sign, so Capricorn, Taurus. I feel like you're manifesting something really beautiful that means a lot to you from your heart. And I feel like you're coming into this stability. It's not so much, again, whatever this change is, it's leading you into a much more stable place. And it's actually part of what you've been manifesting. You might be losing some things, but it's bringing you towards what you've actually been manifesting all along, what you've really been wanting. And you know, this Four of Wands, this is really, really nice. I feel like some of you may be taking a relationship to the next level, however that applies, or deepening a connection. This could also just be you advancing through some sort of, it could be through a job or just some sort of life phase, going on to the next level. Again, that's just kind of the energy here. You're just looking forward to whatever this is. Some of you may be celebrating something as well. Oops. I'm going to pull an animal card for you, Aries. Let's see. What is the animal wisdom for Aries for July? What is the animal wisdom for Aries for July? Yeah, I feel like you're definitely getting unstuck. Whatever it was that held you back, I feel like you're really getting free of that. I don't feel like this is a sad tower at all. I feel like it's yes, like you're almost like excited to watch this thing burn. Oops. Show me clearly. What is the animal wisdom for Aries for July? Interesting. I have Fox. This is actually really making me think of this magician energy. Could be a Virgo, could be a Gemini. This is an earth sign card though, and there's a lot of earth on the table. I feel like this is actually you reaching out to someone or something that you really care about. Fox can be this mystical, enchanting encounter. Very eye-catching, very alluring. And then it kind of slips away very quickly. And it's kind of a test. Fox is a little bit of a tricky energy. There could be a need to reach out to someone from the past. They might be re-emerging. We do have Mercury retrograde. It's also going to be conjuncting Venus. Could be a love connection. I'm actually noticing the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. I do feel like there is, again, a kind of a deepening of a connection or opening up, more intimacy coming in for you. I feel like you're kind of initiating it, to be honest, Aries. But this thing is kind of, it's slipping away to kind of play hard to get. It's trying to make you chase after it. Very interesting. I'm not getting any more messages for you at this time. I do hope that this was helpful, Aries. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know down below in the comments what's going on for you. Again, I have all the links to personal sessions, donations, all of my social media. Make sure you follow me so you don't miss out on the giveaways. And if I don't see you in a personal session, I will see you next video. Bye, everyone.